Email era. The modern scam economy began in the 1990s with the rise of email communication. In 1995, the Nigerian prince scam formalized a template that would persist for decades. These messages claimed urgent financial transfers requiring upfront fees, exploiting trust and greed through text alone. The barrier to entry was nearly zero. Anyone with an email account could reach millions. By 1998, the Federal Trade Commission reported losses exceeding $40 million annually from advance fee fraud schemes. Early detection was simple. Spelling errors, generic greetings, and implausible stories made these scams easy to identify for cautious users. Yet volume compensated for quality. Scammers sent millions of messages daily, knowing even a 0.1% success rate generated profits. The era established the foundational principle still used today: create urgency, bypass critical thinking, and extract payment before verification. Phishing sophistication. By the early 2000s, phishing evolved into a precision weapon. In 2003, attackers began spoofing legitimate company websites, creating nearly identical login pages for banks like Citibank and PayPal. These fake sites harvested credentials in real time, allowing scammers to drain accounts within hours. The innovation wasn't just visual. SSL certificates and domain tricks like paypa1.com fooled even careful observers. In 2005, the Anti-Phishing Working Group documented over 12,000 unique phishing sites monthly. Attackers refined their approach, timing campaigns around tax season or holiday shopping when people expected financial communications. The shift from obvious fraud to convincing impersonation marked a turning point. Victims were no longer just the gullible. They were ordinary users making split-second decisions under manufactured pressure. Social engineering dominance. The 2000s brought social engineering to the forefront. Scammers no longer relied solely on technology. They studied human behavior. Tech support scams emerged as a dominant threat, using pop-ups that locked browsers and displayed fake error messages. The Federal Trade Commission warned in 2016 that these scams cost victims over $7.9 million annually in the United States alone. The innovation was psychological. Scammers used the event viewer trick, showing victims normal Windows error logs and framing them as evidence of hacking. Remote access tools like TeamViewer and AnyDesk, legitimate software used by IT professionals, became weapons when placed in the wrong hands. Once connected, scammers controlled entire computers, installing malware or manipulating bank websites using browser inspection tools. Romance scams also proliferated during this period. Attackers built emotional relationships over months, then manufactured emergencies requiring wire transfers. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center reported that romance fraud losses exceeded $475 million in 2019, representing the highest per-victim cost of any scam category. Cryptocurrency explosion. Bitcoin's rise in the mid-2000s created new opportunities for fraud. In 2017, initial coin offering, ICO, scams defrauded investors of an estimated $273 million through fake cryptocurrency projects. Scammers promised revolutionary blockchain platforms, collected millions in funding, then disappeared. The decentralized nature of cryptocurrency made recovery nearly impossible. Pig butchering scams emerged from Southeast Asia around 2020, combining romance fraud with fake investment platforms. Victims were fattened through relationship building, then convinced to invest in fraudulent crypto trading apps. Once large sums were deposited, withdrawals were blocked and contact ceased. The FBI reported losses exceeding $3.3 billion from these schemes in 2022 alone. Ransomware attacks also escalated. In 2021, the Colonial Pipeline attack demonstrated how digital extortion could disrupt critical infrastructure, with hackers demanding $4.4 million in Bitcoin to restore operations. The cryptocurrency payment method made tracking nearly impossible while providing instant, irreversible transactions. Deepfake emergence. By 2023, artificial intelligence transformed the scam landscape entirely. Voice cloning technology became accessible, requiring only seconds of audio to replicate someone's speech patterns. Scammers harvested voice samples from social media videos, then called elderly parents claiming their child was in legal trouble and needed bail money immediately. In 2024, a Hong Kong finance worker lost $25 million after joining a video conference call with what appeared to be the company's CFO and multiple colleagues. Every participant was a deepfake, created using publicly available footage and AI generation tools. The employee authorized transfers based on visual confirmation, never suspecting the technology had been manipulated. The FBI issued warnings throughout 2024 and 2025 about deepfake impersonation campaigns targeting both individuals and businesses. Attackers now bypassed traditional verification methods, voice recognition, video calls, even multi-person conferences, because the technology could forge all of them convincingly. Current landscape. Today's scam ecosystem operates at industrial scale. Call centers in multiple countries run shifts targeting different time zones. AI generates personalized phishing emails using scraped data from social media profiles. Deepfake technology continues advancing, with real-time video manipulation becoming increasingly accessible. The Federal Trade Commission reported in 2025 that imposter scams remain the most reported fraud category, with losses exceeding $2.6 billion. The move to WhatsApp tactic has become universal. Scammers push victims off monitored platforms onto encrypted messaging apps where conversations can't be tracked. Recovery scams now target previous victims systematically. After losing money to tech support fraud, victims receive calls from fraud investigators or recovery specialists, promising to retrieve stolen funds for an upfront fee. It's the same operation, just wearing different masks. Defense evolution. Yet defense remains fundamentally simple. Verification beats detection. Real organizations don't initiate urgent contact demanding immediate payment. Tech companies don't call customers about viruses. Banks don't request full account details via email. Family emergencies can be confirmed with a single callback to a known number. The National Institute of Standards and Technology has emphasized that as deepfake technology advances, detection tools will always lag behind generation capabilities. The only reliable defense is multi-channel verification, confirming requests through separate, trusted communication methods rather than relying on a single interaction. The modern era. The current era is defined not by a single dominant scam, but by the convergence of multiple techniques. AI enhances traditional social engineering. Cryptocurrency provides untraceable payment methods. Global operations exploit jurisdictional gaps in law enforcement. In 2025, scammers adapt to platform changes instantly. When one verification method becomes standard, attackers find workarounds. When awareness campaigns educate about specific tactics, new variations emerge within weeks. Yet, human psychology remains the ultimate vulnerability. Urgency, authority, fear, and greed still override rational decision-making. The technology may evolve, but the fundamental mechanism persists. Create pressure, bypass thinking, extract payment. The evolution of online scams mirrors the evolution of technology itself. Each innovation, email, social media, cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence, created new attack surfaces. The barrier to launching sophisticated fraud operations has never been lower, while the potential damage has never been higher. But staying safe hasn't become more complicated. It's become simpler. 3 rules beat almost everything. Companies don't contact you urgently. Verification through separate channels is mandatory, and legitimate help never starts with panic and pressure.